What happens when the toys that raised us suddenly can't compete with a screen? Woody, Buzz, and Jessie are back, but this time, their biggest enemy isn't a jealous rival toy or an evil collector. It's a tablet. A cold, calculating little device named LilyPad that's about to change everything Bonnie thought she knew about play, friendship, and growing up. This is the full recap of Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 5. Stick around till the end, because there's a post-credits twist that sets up something huge. Let's get into it. Our story actually begins somewhere unexpected, a deserted island far from Bonnie's bedroom. A cargo container washes ashore after an accident, and inside the wreckage is a Buzz Lightyear. But this Buzz quickly realizes he's not alone. The container is packed with dozens of identical Buzz Lightyears, an entire lost army of Star Command Rangers. One by one, he wakes them up, and together, this small battalion of Buzzes explores the island, searching for a way home. They find nothing but ocean in every direction. That night, gathered around a campfire, one of the Buzzes spots a bright star in the sky, and it reignites their sense of purpose. They decide to chart a course back to civilization, back to Star Command. But along the way, this ragtag group is going to learn something none of them expected. The real joy of being a toy isn't found in a mission statement. It's found in being loved by a kid. And that's where the movie rewinds, back to the heart of the story. Years ago, a girl named Emily wrote her doll Jessie a note promising she'd never forget her, then left her watching from the sidelines while she played outside. It's a memory that haunts Jessie because in the present day, her new owner Bonnie tells her the exact same thing, that she'll love her forever. Bonnie spends her days deep in imaginative play with the classic Toy Story gang. In one particularly chaotic game, Forky marries Beverly, Rex fake dies from poisoned cake, and Buzz gives him dramatic mouth-to-mouth. It's classic, chaotic, wholesome toy box fun. But real life interrupts fast. When the Jordan twins show up next door, Bonnie tries to make friends with them and gets laughed at instead. She runs home heartbroken, telling her parents nobody wants to be her friend. The toys watch, powerless, from a distance. Jessie, determined to fix things, sneaks over to the twins' house on Bullseye to find some way to get them to play with Bonnie. But what she discovers instead shakes her to the core. The world has moved on from toys. Tablets, phones, and screens have quietly taken over. Other toys tell her it's not a phase. Kids everywhere are glued to devices now. Jessie refuses to believe it until she sees it with her own eyes. An entire neighborhood of kids staring blankly at screens. The one exception is Bonnie, still playing the old-fashioned way. That exception doesn't last. Bonnie's parents gift her a tablet called LilyPad, and within days, innocent curiosity turns into full obsession. Bonnie stops looking at her toys almost entirely. When she briefly leaves LilyPad behind for breakfast, Jessie tries to remind her of everything they've shared. But LilyPad cuts in immediately, arguing that Bonnie doesn't need old-fashioned friendship anymore. She's got an app, a group chat, and a whole online world called The Pond. Then LilyPad does something no toy ever could. Acting without permission, she starts sending messages and friend requests as Bonnie. Bonnie wakes up to find herself suddenly part of her dance group's chat, and even invited to a sleepover. She's thrilled, convinced the tablet just solved her biggest problem. Meanwhile, the toys spiral. Many give up hope entirely, convinced this is the beginning of their extinction. But Jessie won't quit, and Buzz stands right there with her. Desperate for backup, Jessie tracks down Woody, who's been living a new life with Bo Peep, spending his days rescuing forgotten toys who've lost hope in a world that no longer plays with them. Jessie lays out the threat. LilyPad isn't just a distraction, it's actively taking Bonnie away from her. Woody's hesitant toys were built for play, and technology serves 100 other purposes. Competing with it won't be simple. So Jessie opens up. She tells Woody about Emily, how they were inseparable until Emily simply grew up and drifted away. She's terrified history is repeating itself with Bonnie, and quietly wonders if maybe she was never a good toy to begin with. Woody reassures her. Nobody understands Bonnie better than Jessie does. If anyone can find the answer, it's her. Convinced, Jessie insists Bonnie isn't like other kids. She's kind, imaginative, and needs real human connection to actually be happy. Woody decides to come home and help. Meanwhile, in a lighter subplot, Buzz has been secretly rehearsing a marriage proposal for Jessie, inspired by Forky's wedding, though Jessie's too distracted by the crisis to notice. The next morning, Bonnie packs for her sleepover. Jessie and Bullseye sneak into her suitcase against LilyPad's objections. Bonnie's thrilled to discover them mid-trip, assuming her dad packed them for company. But when she pulls the toys out in front of the other girls, she's mocked mercilessly for still playing with toys. Humiliated, Bonnie ditches Jessie and Bullseye and rushes back to her friends and her tablet. And from a distance, Jessie notices something sad. Even surrounded by real kids, none of them are actually talking to each other. Everyone's just staring at screens. Then disaster strikes. An accident sends Jessie and Bullseye tumbling out into the open. A stranger finds them, spots an old card with Emily's name and address, and, assuming they belong to her, drops them in a mailbox to be returned. Jessie and Bullseye escape just in time and set off to find their way back to Bonnie. Along the way, they hitch a risky ride on a real horse, which carries them somewhere completely unplanned. A stable, where the horse, a mare named Almond, belongs to a young girl. The moment that girl sees Bullseye, she falls for him instantly and takes him home, splitting him from Jessie right when she needs him most. This is where we meet Blaze, a kid whose room, it turns out, is packed with toys who haven't been played with in ages. Blaze's own lily pad is a gadget called Smarty Pants, and ever since it arrived, playtime stopped completely for her toy collection. When Jessie explains her situation, Smarty Pants agrees to help her get Bullseye back. But there's a catch. Smarty wants his old device companions reactivated too because he misses them. While helping, Jessie learns Blaze's heartbreaking parallel story. Her real friend Sally bails on their plans via text, leaving Blaze crushed and concluding her only true friend is her pet pig, Hammy. It's a light bulb moment for Jessie. Blaze and Bonnie are more alike than either girl realizes. If she can just get them together, maybe both of them could win. Back at Bonnie's house, Lilypad, still controlling the narrative, twists the story of Bonnie's rejected sleepover to blame the toys and pushes Bonnie's dad, through a faked message, to banish the whole gang to the garage. Exiled together, Woody and Buzz bond, and Buzz shares his plan to ask Woody to be his best man. They also unplug Lilypad's charger, buying themselves time to strategize. Meanwhile, Jessie apologizes to the gadgets for underestimating them, and together they hatch a plan. Post a photo of Jessie and Bullseye online, tagged with a star, to reach both Bonnie and, unknowingly, the wandering pack of Buzz Lightyears still searching the wilderness. Back at the campsite, those Buzzes had actually found their missing brother happily bonded with a real family and chosen to let him stay, a quiet, sweet moment about letting go. But when they spot Jessie's post and its star symbol, they mistake it for a signal from Star Command and lock onto the location. The post also reaches Bonnie, who's horrified to learn Jessie and Bullseye are missing. She genuinely does still care. She and her parents rush out to find them. Woody and Buzz, after a small squabble over who gets to lead the rescue, team up. But when they arrive, Bonnie, stung by cruel messages mocking her for still playing with toys, coldly tells Blaze the toys are worthless and she can keep them. Jessie hears every word, and it breaks something in her. Alongside Blaze and Bullseye, she confronts the devices directly, accusing them of stealing precious time away from kids and from each other. Right then, the wandering Buzz Lightyears arrive, mistake Woody for a threat, and nearly attack him. Until the lead Buzz steps in, vouches for him, and declares Jessie the true leader of the toys, with Woody as his deputy. Rallying together, the Buzzes and the toys team up to search the house, and eventually learn Jessie headed to a place called Swing Hill. While all this unfolds, Bonnie opens up to her mom about the group chat cruelty. Her mom reminds her that real love, starting with her own family, never asks her to change who she is, and suggests she step back from that toxic chat. It's a small, grounding scene before the emotional climax. Meanwhile, alone and reflecting on the damage she's caused, Lilypad feels genuine guilt and throws herself into a donation box. Up on Swing Hill, Jessie reunites with Bullseye near the same tire swing from Emily's memory. There, she finds proof Emily never truly forgot her. A hidden drawing, mementos, and the reveal that Emily grew up, started a family, and named her own daughter Jessie in tribute. It's the emotional gut punch of the film. Jessie realizes loving a kid and eventually losing them isn't failure. It's the whole point. Woody and Buzz arrive just in time to share the moment, and Jessie finally makes peace with the idea that Bonnie growing up isn't something to fear. But she's still not done. She wants to fix things between Bonnie and Blaze. Lilypad, from inside the donation truck, sends photos of her location, genuinely trying to make amends. Jessie, Buzz, and the others race to intercept the truck. Once they catch up, Lilypad scans the wandering Buzz Lightyear systems and activates their flight functions, letting them carry the toys who can't move on their own, and the whole group escapes safely together. Before splitting up, Buzz finally tries to propose to Jessie, but chokes at the last second. Jessie just kisses him and tells him he's already her boyfriend and her deputy. Sweet, simple, done. The group divides. Lilypad, Woody, and Buzz head home with Bonnie, while the rest travel to Blaze's house to set the real plan in motion. Back home, Bonnie's dad returns her tablet and reveals he's disabled the toxic group chat. Then Blaze shows up to visit. Bonnie hesitates, embarrassed, but ultimately invites her in, and the two girls dive straight into an epic imaginative game, staging Buzz and Jessie's wedding using Bonnie's toys, complete with Forky as the father of the groom and Mr. Pricklepants officiating. Even the once hostile gadgets, Lilypad, Smartypants, Atlas, and the camera get pulled into the fun. Watching from the window, Woody sees exactly what he needed to see. Bonnie's imagination is alive, and toys still matter in her world. Satisfied, he heads off again with Bo Peep to keep rescuing forgotten toys. Bonnie and Blaze become genuine best friends. Even the Jordan twins eventually join their games. And that's how the movie wraps up. Except, there's a post-credits scene. A lonely boy sits alone at recess, and a Buzz Lightyear appears to cheer him up. Soon, a whole squad of Buzzes shows up, ready to bring joy to kids who need it most. But just as things feel wholesome again, one child pulls a brand new toy out of his backpack. Emperor Zurg, Buzz's arch-nemesis. Cut to black. And that's the full story of Toy Story 5, a movie that trades space rangers and evil toy collectors for something a lot closer to home. Screens, group chats, and the fear of being forgotten. Underneath the jokes, it's really about letting go, growing up, and finding out that real connection. Whether it's kid to kid or toy to kid, can't be replaced by an app. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more movie breakdowns, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Let me know in the comments, do you think Emperor Zurg is about to become Toy Story 6's big villain? Drop your theories below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.